Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, I guess, and hope you guys are doing well and we're good. We're gonna kind of just gloss over and ignore the fact that I haven't uploaded a YouTube video in an extremely long time, probably about a year now. But, because that doesn't matter, because I don't care, to the point. I really don't. It's, some stuff happened, it's whatever. I took a break. I've been streaming on Twitch a decent amount, twitch.tv/STL_12. That'll link will probably be in the description if I remember, which I should. But yeah, there's just something happened today that I kind of really wanted to share. It's about NFL, so it's not like anything like super serious. It's just an argument I had over Reddit about an NFL quarterback. And if you guys know me at all, you know that I've been a Detroit Lions fan my entire life. My dad was a Detroit Lions fan. He passed that on to me. So I've been a big Lions fan, even though that franchise is so bad. It's awful. I don't know how I do it, really. It's so horrible to just watch that franchise fail year after year. But like that's pretty much a little bit of a background. I'm just a Detroit Lions fan, right? So I was scrolling through Reddit and I see someone had a tier list of quarterbacks in the NFL currently. And that was a pretty good tier list. I think I agreed with most of the things on it. And they had Matthew Staford in the great column, which I do agree with because being a Lions fan, I've seen him do great things as a quarterback, and I know that he's a great quarterback, and he's going to do well with the Rams. And the Rams are actually my second favorite team now, just because Matthew Stafford's there, and I think they're legitimate Super Bowl contenders this year. So there's that. I see that. That's the main part of this tier list that you need to look at. You see, because then you have this in the comments of the subreddit. The OP is just like, what do you guys agree or disagree with? It's just kind of like, it's just like, what do you agree with, disagree with the picks of the tier list. And so this one guy, he says it's too early for Josh Allen. Stafford's overrated. And RG3 is not at all a reliable backup, etc. So the thing that caught my eye there is he said that Matthew Stafford is overrated, especially as a great quarterback, as listed here. What? I'm sorry, but like that is something that gets on my nerves. It's people who say that Matthew Stafford isn't a great quarterback basically because of his team. Because he played on the Lions for 12 years. The Detroit Lions. And if you think, I challenge you to, you can have the great quarterbacks in the league, like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, made Peyton Manning in his prime, but like, and they could go on the Lions and maybe get them to the playoffs a few times. But there is no way that those quarterbacks are winning a Super Bowl with that team. Yeah, Matthew Stafford's worse than those quarterbacks I just listed, but he still played amazingly well with the Lions despite a shitty team constantly. Yet he manages to produce, and I just don't understand this line of thinking. So I had to say, I was just in a simple comment back. I was like, it's funny how people think that Matthew Stafford is bad because he hasn't done well on a shit team. Put any QB with the Lions defense and they won't do well, which is what I kind of just explained. So this guy responds back. He said, Stafford had done nothing in his career to be considered great. He's in Kirk Cousins tier at best. See, this is how you start an argument with me. You try to tell me that Matthew Stafford is the same level as Kirk Cousins, and that's it. That is where I go off. And if I remember right, let me scroll up a little bit. This guy had Kirk Cousins as good tier, but like it's one tier down, so it's not like that bad. But still, he's Kirk Cousins tier at best. So I do this great thing called research, and I know that Matthew Stafford is the bad QB because here's an example. Maybe look at his statistics a little bit. So I respond with this. He's 16th all time in career passing yards, all time of all quarterbacks. He's 12th and 13th all time in single season passing yards, with a 5,000 yard season. He's 16th all time in career passing touchdowns, 11th all time in single season passing touchdowns, 7th in career fourth quarter comebacks all time. By the way, I forgot about all time there. He also holds the record for the most fourth quarter comebacks in a season with 8, and that was an amazing season. I loved watching all of this while playing for the fucking Detroit Lions, and people still say he's not a great QB. That's the big one. That's some of the points there. So this guy, he's kind of all casual. Like he responds with, Jameis Winston also has a 500-yard pass season. Lol. Now, off of that first sentence, that's just dumb, but I get to that in response, so I'll talk about it later. It says, you left out that he has the third worst win percentage in NFL history among QBs with 150 or more starts. Can't forget that when talking about Stafford, or 0-3 in the playoffs with terrible stats, or an 0-12 winning a division title. Ouch, maybe not even a good QB. So, yeah, there's a bit of back there, and that's true. He does have a bad winning percentage, but I do address this here. In this next one, it's a very long, very long post. So, first, I quote him, and I say, Jameis Winston also had a 5,000-yard pass season. It's still an accomplishment, is what I said, because for Winston or any other QB to have a 5,000-yard season, that's an accomplishment. Just because Jameis Winston had a 5,000-yard season doesn't discredit the fact that Peyton Manning, Drew Brees 5 times, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Patrick Mahomes, Dan Marino, and Matthew Staford all had 5,000-yard seasons. That doesn't discredit the fact just because Jameis Winston had a 5,000-yard season and he's a subpar QB. He still had a great season, and he had 5,000 yards passing. That's good. It's not like just because a bad quarterback now had a 5,000-yard season before, that doesn't mean that any quarterback with a 5,000-yard season, it doesn't matter, because that's an elusive club. There's very few. I think there's 12 that have done that. 12 QBs who have had 5,000-yard seasons. I'm almost definitely wrong on that, so I'll try to fact check it. But and I said for some other points, QB wins playoffs, win division titles, at least in my opinion, are complete bullshit. Like, football is a team sport, and a win doesn't depend on one player like the quarterback. Yeah, the quarterback's probably one of the most important players on the team, but that doesn't mean that the quarterback is the reason a team wins. The quarterback isn't the only person. And my thing with the Lions specifically is the defense. And I was saying, yeah, football's a team sport. A win doesn't depend on one player. It depends on at least 24, which is offense, defense, kicker, punter, at least. And probably anybody else who's on special teams. So more than 24, especially with rotations and everything. But that's just minimum. So, for Lions defense, in points per game, Matthew Stafford's defense ranked 32nd, 26th, 17th, 21st, 13th, 23rd, 3rd. That was actually a good season right there. 3rd, 15th, 27th, 24th, 19th, and 32nd from last year to his rookie season. I didn't have it the other way because I just wasn't bothered to do that. You'll notice that in 2014 and 2016, when the Lions had the 3rd and 13th best defenses, which is their best defenses throughout Stafford's career, Lions happened to make the playoffs. You'll also notice how both of these playoff teams were with Jim Caldwell, who was a great coach and was able to keep the Lions competitive consistently during his coaching career, and he should have never been fired. So the defense and the coach were good on those things, and that's why they're able to make the playoffs, because it's not Stafford who completely dictates that. It's every part of the team. It's coaching, it's defense, it's special teams, and of course it's offense with Matthew Staford, but that's not the only part of the game. So you'll see Jim Schwartz, and Matt Patricia were not able to do this, and the one other playoff appearance in 2011, they had the 24th ranked defense, which is the best defense, but you might want to just, if you look deeper into that season, if you see what happened in 2011, Matt Stafford threw for 5,038 yards and 48 touchdowns. Those were his career best. Those were the yards and stuff that, the yards that were 12th in single season passing yards, and the 11th in single season passing touchdowns all time in 2011. So those are career best, and he made the playoffs with that because he was playing like a legend. He was able to, even with a worse defense, he was able to keep that offense competitive based on the amount of scoring they did. So, and about the playoff record, I did have to mention this. Here, let me just roll a clip here.
The Cowboys 46. This is the play we were talking about. Stafford to Pettigrew. Looks like he's face guarded by the Dallas Cowboys. Flag on the play.
Game changer.
Anthony Hitchens looks like he face guarded him. Des Bryant comes out without his helmet to argue. No flag on that. And then the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
You never touched the guy, huh?
What is up with that?
Not only did he grabbed it.
No problem, Cowboys.
What is up with that?
So 2014, Dallas Cowboys, the playoff game. Who? How on earth do you mess that call up? Seriously, you threw the flag. Right? That's a pass interference. Everyone knows that's pass interference. You threw the flag, and you called it pass interference. Hey, oh, okay, it plays right? You know, you have to play right. It's good. Then you retroactively, after you already called the penalty, pick up the flag. This is so dumb. It kind of reminds me of this play right here.
Quick snap, Breeze. Pass is incomplete, no flag for Tommy Lee Lewis. Nikel Roby-Coleman delivered a hit, and the two officials talk to each other. Crowd's going crazy as there's no flag right on the Saints sideline.
Well, if Nikel Roby-Coleman plays the ball, it's an interception. It's probably going the other way with it. I mean, the ball's on the other side of Roby-Coleman, and...
But you see, the one thing that didn't happen is the Lions didn't get a rule change because of it. Because the Saints fan base is bigger, so they were able to get something that actually happened in the NFL. Nobody cares if the Lions got screwed over by the refs because, you know, the NFL specifically doesn't care because people are going to watch the Dallas Cowboys more than they watch the Detroit Lions. So if the Dallas Cowboys make it to the next round of the playoffs, it's actually better for the NFL in terms of money. So they're not going to care about the Lions getting screwed over by the refs in that situation. So it's just the refs. The refs fucking us over does not make Stafford a bad QB. It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. That 2014 playoff game, we should have won. I'm saying that right now. We should have won that 2014 playoff game. Just because, I don't know, man. That game just pisses me off every time I do it. Same with the Jim Caldwell firing. Those are two things that really piss me off. So, and then I kind of go back to what he said, where he said, ouch, maybe not even QP. I said, ouch, maybe the Lions being a bad team isn't because of Stafford. And then this converter bot comes in, it's just 5,038 yards is 4,606.75 meters. Thanks, converter bot. Really appreciate it. So this guy comes back with, I 100% agree with you that Caldwell should have never been fired. Cool, that's the one thing we agree on. The one thing. He was the best Lions coach I can think of going back a pretty long time. Yeah, he had the best winning percentage since I forget when. I think it was whoever was head coach when Barry Sanders was there. And perhaps Stafford would have won a division title or a playoff game if they kept him. I don't know, but I'm not here for what ifs. Stafford has failed 12 out of 12 years in the NFL. What? He's failed 12 out of 12 years in the NFL. I say playoff appearances aren't fails. Really, they aren't. Especially when you're playing with the Detroit Lions. And they're shitty teams. That 2011 team, that's not a fail to make the playoffs. That's not a fail in your career to pass for 5,038 yards and 41 touchdowns. That is in no way is that a failure of a year. That makes no sense to me. It's whatever. It says good QB despite all the losses, but he's never been great. It is what it is. This is the kind of thing where he says, it is what it is. He's my way's right. It's whatever. So then I'm going to be like this. So I was responding to his earlier thing where he said about terrible stats in the playoffs. I was also about the terrible stats in the playoffs. In 2011 against the Saints, Stafford threw for 380 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions, they're bad. Yeah, it's right. But it doesn't erase his other productivity. Also, the defense allowed 45 points. If your defense is allowing 45 points, you can't expect to win the game as a quarterback. You really can't expect to win a game as a quarterback when your defense allows 45 points. It's not. If your defense is being that bad, it's really hard to win a game. I shouldn't say you can't expect to, because quarterback can do that, but it's just an offense can do that, but it's not ideal to allow 45 points where you have to score at least 46. So in 2014 against the Cowboys, 323 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Good stats, bullshit refs, pretty much. They were 4 points away. They would have got it if they got the pass interference. I do believe Stafford would have been able to score a touchdown, because obviously he would have. But, whatever. 2016 against the Seahawks, 205 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That one definitely could have been better. Definitely was his worst playoff game, especially since I think it was 24-6. I think it might have been. It was something close to that. But I did have to put another example in here. He played a better game than Peyton Manning did in the Super Bowl that season. Peyton Manning passed for 150 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception in that Super Bowl win. So that's not. So Peyton Manning can use those stats and win a Super Bowl. Matthew Staford with more yards should be even in the other games, he should be able to win a playoff game. It's not all about the quarterback. That's If you're using that example, you're saying Peyton Manning's a bad quarterback, and he didn't lead his team or whatever, even though he won that game with horrible stats. It doesn't matter about horrible stats because your team can still win the game because it's not all on the quarterback. That's a prime example of that. So Matthew Staford isn't responsible for everything the Lions do because it's not all on him. Stafford produced enough to win 2 of the 3 playoff games. So, like I say, stop making things up about shitty stats. Like, do research. He threw for 380 yards in the game and 323 yards in the other. That's not bad. That's really good for one game. For one game, that is insanely good. So there's that. And then he responds, if you think that's great, then I guess it's a matter of interpreting the meaning of greatness. Keep the same energy when the Rams miss the playoffs this year. That hits me. That is something that I'm gonna always argue about because I think the Rams are up there for Super Bowl contenders, and I think they're either gonna win the division or come second in the division, as you can see later. So I just say to him, you've completely lost credibility. You've lost all credibility thinking the Rams aren't making the playoffs. If they stay healthy, there's no chance they miss the playoffs. The reason he's great isn't because of his playoff wins. The fuck? He's great because of all his consistent productivity despite the bad team around him. He was a top 20 all time in all the things I listed earlier. He's a top 10 QB currently and is great. That's where I expect the argument to kind of end because I didn't think it's really something that can be like interpreted wrong there. But then he goes back, he kind of like stops really with Matthew Staford in a way, but he's just kind of like more on the Rams and down. He's like, he said, I want whatever you're smoking. You're high as fuck, bro. First of all, I'm not. I wish I was because I have to read through your stuff, but it's not really. I do. I'm not even sure that the Rams are the third best team in their division. So what he's saying there, not sure that they're even the third best team. That means you think that the Rams are worse than all 3 of the Seahawks, Cardinals, and 49ers. Yes, the NFC West is the most competitive division in football. They are. But the Rams are a top 2 team in that division. There's no way they are the worst team in that division. No way. With all the talent they have, plus adding Matthew Stafford. There is no possible way that they are the worst team in their division. He also goes on to say, I'm not even sure the Rams are the third best team in the division. Stafford might not be even the third best QB in the division. This is just comical. No, it's comical that you think Matthew Stafford is the worst division in the NFC West right now. That's comical. I can maybe say Russ is better than Stafford, but that's it. Kyler's close, but he's not there. He really is. Kyler's close and he's not there. Obviously, Jimmy G's not there. And why am I blanking on this? Wait. Okay, wait, I have to look at it. What am I... Okay. Trey Lance is so forgettable that I even forgot he was on the team. I'm sorry, but I forgot they drafted him. He is such a forgettable guy. He is not better than Matthew Stafford, especially as a rookie. You are the... Holy shit, how high are you? There is no way. So then I respond with, the fuck are you smoking? NFC West going to get 3 playoff spots anyway because they are. There's no way that division that good isn't going to win as many out-of-division games to get them 3 playoff spots. And I said, it won't matter anyway because the Rams and the Seahawks are getting the first and second place in the division anyway. It's basically a toss-up. The QB comment is just ridiculous. You do realize, because, like, it is. I didn't even go extending on that. QB comment, completely ridiculous. It's so dumb. There's no way Trey Lance, a rookie, you can already say definitively that he's better than Matthew Stafford. Well, you didn't say definitively. You said you're not sure, but he's not better than Matthew Stafford. And same with Jimmy G and Kyler Murray. The only player that is better than Matthew Stafford probably is Russell Wilson. And then I just say, you do realize that every single reputable power ranking has the Rams top 8. Because they do. And he's trying to say the Rams won't make the playoffs. So he just says, that's cute, talk to me in December. I respond, oh, I will. Put a reminder in my phone. Put a reminder on the calendar. Just say, shit on this guy on Reddit after the Rams make the playoffs. It's yeah. There is so much that pisses me off about people like this. I have talked for 20 minutes about this guy. What am I doing to where I have to talk for 20 minutes and make this a video just to vent about this? Because obviously Matt Staford is there. He's obviously a great quarterback. But like, oh my god. He had one reply that had any sort of stat in it. And that was QB wins. Because that's bullshit. And he also had, yeah, that was it. That was QB wins. No. QB wins mean nothing. It's a team sport, man. Football's a team sport. I don't understand. Alright, well, that's about it, I guess. Back to YouTube, I guess, because that's one thing I want to do. I'm thinking of maybe doing a schedule predictor. Maybe on stream, maybe on YouTube. I'm also going to be building a PC. That's going to be on stream, and then I'm going to post the VOD onto YouTube. So, pretty sure that's it. But I definitely wasted too much time on this, but you know, whatever. And this is also as an experiment. So, let me know what you think about in the comments, because I'm going to be trying to properly edit a video. I'm going to have gameplay in the background of this one, and I'm going to like put screenshots and stuff on this, and I'm going to put the clips and everything. I'm going to see what I can do with editing for this, and it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. So, if you like it, consider subscribing. You don't have to. I can't make you do anything, but if you really like the content and you want to see more, and hopefully I can get to posting on YouTube again, please subscribe, like the video if you really liked it, but, you know, can't force you to do anything. Do whatever you like. Hope to see y'all again soon. Remember to tune into my Twitch streams. I'm way more active on Twitch than I am on YouTube. So, see ya.